Good morning, everybody. World 2IC here, coming to you with another morning chat. It is Wednesday, which means tonight is Workshop Wednesday, the 1 hour live Q&A, where pretty much anything goes within reason. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please stop by tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Adjust for your time zone. What are we going to talk about this morning? Well, I love when content kind of presents itself, right? So I was over on Janae's live yesterday morning, and she asked what the definition of success is. And then later that evening, I got an email from one of the viewers, and they were kind of venting, seeking reassurance. They just kind of had some hard times, and they felt like a failure, which, what is failure? It's kind of the opposite of success. So if you type into Google or whatever and ask what the definition of success is, it's going to tell you the achievement of an accomplishment. I love that, because now what do what would most of us do? There are people that will just flat out accept that, oh, okay, and move on. For me, I want to look up what is the definition of achievement, what's the definition of accomplishment, and for me, that just kind of puts it out to where achievement, accomplishment, it's almost kind of the same thing. It's like somebody didn't quite know how to define that, and just kind of went with whatever. So, what is the definition of success? For me, my definition is attitude. And the way that I'm going to say this is that we've all kind of heard the stories of inventing the light bulb, right? And don't quote me on the numbers, but 101 or 100 attempts, and the 101st was the invention. And everybody always kind of quotes that, saying it wasn't failure, it was 100 ways not to do the light bulb. And I get it. And what is that? That's attitude. It's not giving up. When you go through and you are kind of going through life and going through prepping and things like that, I've always kind of put out there small, attainable, realistic goals. If your goal is to cross a creek, and you are using stepping stones, and we're going to say that because stepping stones is one of the things of the things that you do so that way you can get to your goal. So it seems like a really good analogy here. So my goal is to cross the creek, and I'm going to use these stepping stones. And as I cross, I step on a stone and it sinks into the mud a little bit, and my shoe gets wet, but I crossed the creek. Now, was that a success or failure? For me, I made it across the creek. I'm happy. I have achieved my goal that I set out. Other people would say, oh, but your shoe's wet and this and that, and there might be some mud and blah blah blah. You really had a failure, and all this other stuff. One of the things that I want you to be careful about is when I see people that get down on themselves about failing, is that they put in constraints. So for me, if I wanted to take my car here and get a truck within the next 5 seconds, yeah, well, that didn't happen, right? Why? Because I put a constraint in there. If my goal is to get a truck and that is it, then I can do that. That's very achievable for me. I didn't set any constraints. Sometimes you have to put constraints in, and when you do, be realistic about it. Okay? 5 seconds, not very realistic. 5 months, very realistic. Even 5 weeks, depending, but whatever. But as you go through, the next week or so, set a goal. Be kind of broad, but detailed enough. Do it to where when you set a goal, I want to be, done with all of my Christmas shopping and wrapping and all that stuff by Sunday. Okay, for a lot of us, that's pretty realistic. For me, I'm already done, so I can go ahead and check that box. But set that kind of goal and work towards that goal. What do you need to do in order to be successful? Uh, do you have a couple of last minute things that you need to go pick up? When can you do that? That it's realistic. When is it that you have the time that you can go through and get all these presents wrapped and all this other stuff? The same thing with prepping. I want to be able to be, more medically advanced or more advanced in firearms or whatever. What can you do about that? What class can you go do? What reasonable timetable can you do all this? What money do you need to save up and time off work or whatever? Set those goals and work towards them realistically so that way you will set yourself up for success. Don't stress yourself out when you're trying to achieve something and do unrealistic constraints and things like that, because it just creates more stress, and nobody likes to fail, right? So, don't give up. Keep moving on. Keep going at it. It's okay to ask for help. Sometimes you set a goal and there's obstacles and things in the way, and it's okay to reach out and ask for help. And, there's a lot of us out there that is more than willing to do what we can to help you. So that's what I've got for you guys today. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I hope you have a blessed day. It is raining here, and so I'm going to grab my umbrella so I can go into work here a little after 6 a.m. So with that, remain united. So we're all prepping in this together.